Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Romance of Three Kingdoms 13. I'm the Mysterious JG. Last time we had the first of... I don't know how many of these we're going to do. I was doing these periodically during the Nobunaga's Ambition LP. But this one seems to be moving a bit faster, actually. But I would go through all the created characters and kind of show off which force they were at and what they were doing. And I'm doing that with the created characters. This time, of course, all the created characters are people who submitted $10 or more for Zerfal's charity bike ride to help fight MS. So, I've already had one character where I can't find them, and I can't remember if I didn't make them, or if their birth year was too young and they haven't appeared yet, or if they got killed. There's at least one character who got killed, but I don't think it was Jam's Jim. I think that would have stuck in my mind. Because I remember Jam's Jim as the name of the person who's not a subscriber or viewer. It's just somebody that Zerfal wanted made because they submitted. I think they were a friend of his from work. Anyway, moving along, Jen Burke is next. I like this character. There's something about that portrait that I like. She just kind of looks... I don't know. But she's on... our force, which kind of surprises me. I thought she was an enemy officer. She might be somebody that we hired fairly recently. She's with Lu Bu. I feel like she used to work for the Sun clan, and because she got hired up by Lu Bu's district, we may not be seeing that much more of her. Or she might be leading troops in battle for him. But I think she had been leading troops in battle against us previously. Oh, yeah, I was using the wrong button to switch around. But she's rank 4. She doesn't have a title. She has a pretty impressive bravery record. She has no aptitude record, really, because her governance score is not very high. And displayed remarkable talent at defeating enemy officers with cunning tactics. And she is not displayed as having a lot of rapport with anybody. So what if I search for her? I'm just curious what her relationship with JG Mystery was. Oh, I can't switch to her now. She's still our focus. Never mind, whatever. Alright, next up would be Jiang Jian. There's Jiang Ji. And Jiang Quinn. Jiang Wan. There's a lot of Jiangs. I'm showing it here as Jiang Jian. And, maybe I'm crazy and they'll point it out, but I'm not finding them. And they might be the one who got killed by Zhou Tai. Or they got killed somewhere else along the way. Well, sorry, but next is Kalda Kaidia. And she's actually in the Lu Bu inner circle. She is somebody who's developed a rapport with her connection with Jen Burke isn't terribly strong, although it does seem like they've met. She has a friendship that is formed with Fat John. And so I guess she was just I guess if you reach a certain amount of deeds, you're floating around the vicinity of your ruler's portrait on that chart, even if you don't have a close personal relationship with them. So let's pull out and see. No, she does have a... She has rapport with Lu Bu. So, yeah, I don't know. It looks like we've got 80 rapport. Sometimes you go to their chart and I don't understand if it... maybe it only captures it if you get to 80 plus, but Vulture Bobo, she's got some rapport with, even though I'm not sure when they would have met. With us, 64 to 80, I don't know what that means. But, anyway. So yeah, she's got some friends in the Lubu Force. I feel like she's been with us for a while. I don't remember if she started with us or if we hired her from another force. I don't recall. But, she's at rank 2, which is pretty fucking high, even if she doesn't have a title. She's a military minister. She's got a really impressive bravery record, not a whole lot going on with the other stuff. The duty records, I don't know how you build it up. But most characters, created characters, are either going to have pretty high bravery or pretty high ability, depending on what their stats are. So those are just deeds. They're like a subsection of deeds that are affiliated with whether you're doing political action, diplomatic action, training, military conquest, etc. So Kira Chang would be next. We're seeing her a lot recently because there's not that many. She's a governor and she's an expert at arousing shu-han. Well, she's floating around there near Cao Cao. She's between Cao Cao and shu-han. Neither of them are going to be around for long, lady. You might want to find some new friends to play with. She's floating around on her own, but she's not too far away from Luo Hua. And they're wondering if shu-han's army really has a future. They are right to wonder. Ah, damn it! But anyway, Kira Chang, I'm looking forward to having her in our force. In addition to having a really sweet portrait, she's also got really good war stats. She's rank 3. She's got impartiality, which makes her a really good war minister, potentially. Especially if she's got a higher rank than Dragon Demon and can get 2 turns instead of just 1. She might it's possible that she'll replace Dragon Demon as our war minister if I get her in my own district. She's got an unusually for an officer I was thinking of as a war officer, she's got as many honor aptitudes as bravery aptitude. Although that's changing recently because she's been in battle a lot. She's somebody I would want to try to build up my rapport with before we hired her. I want to think about that as a short-term thing. This Sun Shi. I don't remember if she's a real officer. She's a real officer. Daughter of Sun Si and wife of Lu Jun. So her own stats not that impressive. Well, I mean, she's not a bad governance officer. I was just curious. Alright. Next up after Kira Chang is Ling Lu. Another one of those names I would never have picked out as a created officer. It's a good thing I got the little list here. Oh, duh. I'm seeing his portrait all the time. I recognize the portrait. He's tickety tight with JG Mystery. He's been one of my right-hand men. I loved having him around in my own city as a minister. As you can see, he's got a friendship with JG Mystery. And I accidentally shut the... Oh, but I can actually find him again pretty quickly here. And actually, Lita's grandma is the next one after that, so that'll be easy. But he's a military minister in JG Mystery's district. He's rank 2, and as tends to happen, although we've seen characters get to these heights without being associated with JG Mystery, but the guys that I kind of cotton onto and have part of my force, my own like personal little contingent of dudes, tend to move up the ranks because they end up getting a lot of fairly straightforward tasks. Well, I tend to give people like 1 bump up for the easiest task, or 2 bumps up, which means that they get deed boosts. And he's got a lot of bravery stuff. I think that's for training troops and patrolling. And of course he's been in a lot of battle. A quick check on JG Mystery's age. 25. So I'm don't need to be too worried about finding somebody to take over. Actually, Genji's older than I am. Look at all these different ladies that I could be carrying on with. The created officer ladies. Anyway, alright, so next after Ling Lu is Lita's grandma. With his pie. He has no friends. That's how it looks like on that silly thing anyway. He's the gatekeeper. He's rank 4. How do I award titles? I guess I don't, because he's in my district, but he got a title, and I don't remember giving him one. But he's rank 4, which isn't too bad at all. He's currently farming. He's got mostly bravery deeds. And he's doing a good dang job. After Lita's grandma comes Liu Daiyu, whose portrait I will not remember if I see it, so we better just look it up. Maybe I'll see it and be like, oh yeah, of course, Liu Daiyu. Yeah, of course, Liu Daiyu. I think she's with Cao Cao. Yep, and she's wondering if he really has a future. He doesn't. You need to join us. She's kind of got some friendship with Zhu Shuao, but overall they're just kind of screwed. She would be available to potentially hire, except that I got a mission. Like, I think this means I would be able to hire her, but that guy can't. And I lost her portrait, so... Where's Cao Cao at? Maybe I can find it faster this way. Probably not. It's probably a bad idea. Well, there's some Yuans. Who are you? Da Qiao. Okay, she's got a lot of presence, considering that she's... You know, somebody's wife. I'm sorry, she is. It's not like that being somebody's wife automatically is shitty, but that's pretty much what she's known for. That's Sun Quan. I'm looking for Cao Cao and the faces that are floating around with him. This is very confusing. I clearly should not have tried to find things faster by using these portraits instead of... Well, there she is. So, I recall that we ended up getting some rapport when I was visiting Cao Cao country, way back when. She's the Imperial Equerry? I don't know that word. Rank 2. A lot of aptitude points. Anyways, Manly Beefington is down there. We'll get to you shortly. So Lizard Lord. No, Lizard Lord is the one who got killed by Zhou Tai, I think. So I don't know what happened to these other people I can't find. I think you may be Lord Lizard on this, but I also think you're dead. So I'm not expecting to find you. I kind of remember... Nope, never mind. I'm just completely fucking wrong. There's Lizard Lord. Lizard Lord's still kicking. Reports of Lizard Lord's death were greatly exaggerated. Lizard Lord is working for Ma Tang. Oh yeah, that's right. You're the one who's been making all the jokes about how Ma Tang's force is getting ready to take over any day now. And he's got his close friendship with Ma Wan, which is probably something that's like actually written into the character sheet. Lizard Lord is the Northern Officer of Deterrence, rank 2. I gotta say, Lizard Lord, I'm surprised that you were able to reach rank 2 on a force that has done so little. But I'm sure you're training away and training up the best troops in the world. Like, by the time we get to facing the Ma clan, they are going to be a massive pain in the ass for their size, for the number of cities they hold, because they'll have had a bunch of war-oriented officers getting, like, all their forces will be trained up to elite. There just won't be that many of them. Delete, delete, broken Matt Hardy. Sorry. But he's got a decent split between bravery and aptitude and a high rank, and just Pretty big fucking deal for the Ma clan, that's all I'm saying. And was not killed. Repeat, not killed by Zhou-Tai. So, Lord Adam, I remember him floating around, being a pain in our... I vaguely recall him being a pain in our butts when we were trying to fight, I think he was with, Yuan Shao. There may be a better clan to join. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that from the Xuan clan. Hey, Xuan. And I really need to get down there and start hiring some of these guys. Because if I can hire them before their forces are finally utterly crushed, that'll be to my advantage for sure. He's at rank 6. He's prisoner. He's a prisoner in Yuzhang. And he hasn't really accomplished that many deeds, but rank 6 isn't terrible or anything. He's kind of been, I mean, I hate to say it, he's been bouncing around from loser force to loser force. He ended up with Yuan Shu, total loser force. Sun Xuan is potentially not a loser force, but I've been making it my personal mission to try to take them out. And even though I was put in a position where I just couldn't not deal with Cao Cao, with the hand I was dealt, with the weakness that he experienced after fighting off the Ma's. But no, for a while now, I've been really making it my personal mission to take out the Sun Xuan force. So, not a good force to be on. Ludo Wuya's next, and I thought I saw her portrait up here a minute ago. But this whole map has probably rearranged itself since then, based on whoever I selected last. So, let's cut to the chase and just actually track her down. I don't know if I really am going faster by coming from the bottom. I don't think I am. Not yet. I'll probably know her portrait when I see it. There we are. So she is a name that is well known to us. We haven't had her in our city very often, but she doesn't have close friendships with anybody that I can see. But she's got, I don't see that she's got a huge amount of rapport with JG Mystery either. Like we don't have a whole lot going on with her personally, but she's been very useful. I think we hired her, she was useful, and we moved her to another city as governor, which meant that no personal rapport was built up, but she's been able to build up deeds for herself. She's now rank 2 East Commander. She's a very good war officer. We've used her in a lot of skirmishes against Liu Zhang and Shi Ji. And she had, because of where she's positioned, she hasn't seen a lot of action against the Sun clan. Don't remember what force we hired her from. I think she might have been an officer of Liu Biao's. But yeah, her record is all bravery stuff. She's seen a lot of combat. I think she's been maintaining order in cities. She's definitely been a really good officer, that's for sure. But if we switch back over to JG Mystery for a second, does she get pulled in? No, she's still floating around on the outside, not personally connected with these other officers. She's been off in her own city with her own crew of officers, and even there, maybe she's a little standoffish, I don't know. You can master coax. You can master jokes. Alright. So after Ludo Wuya comes Manly McBeefington. And this is another one I remember having fun. There's two different people. Neither of them have been keeping it up. But they were writing little, like, summaries of each episode in the form of a journal written by their character. And one of them was, like, talking about how, you know, and in an act of scholarship, and he spoke with another student of a great scholar, Manly McBeef. Like, no, see, when a character has a name like Manly McBeef, it becomes difficult to just throw them into your, like, serious in-character scholarly coverage. So Manly McBeef, he's an island unto himself. He joined us very recently. I don't think I got to hire him. I think I was, yeah, because he's in Lubu District. He was one of the guys. I was like, yeah, I'll be picking up all these creative characters when I go hold some banquets in Cao Cao City before Cao Cao goes down. And then some guys like Manly McBeefington got hired away before he even had a chance. His loyalty's at 96. So there is a risk that he will defect away from us because he's not in my district getting his loyalty boosted by our war minister. and I don't have a personal connection with him to make it less likely for him to defect. We lost a lot of guys we got from Liu Bei's force that way, and of course Huang Zhang briefly worked for us before defecting and murdering our wife. My wife, I should say. My wife. Sorry. But he's at rank 2, which is pretty good. He's got a high stipend, and despite his awesome warrior portrait, he's pretty much a good domestic officer. And as you can see, he's got high aptitude scores with Revere. Well, he's got high aptitude, decent bravery, but his duty is negative, and I think that's because he defected away from Cao Cao before Cao Cao was actually defeated. So I think duty might just grow with time as you serve one force. So anybody that we hire right after Cao Cao is defeated, I don't think they'll suffer a duty penalty. Duty. Next is Mattias the City. So yeah, we had Jiang must be the guy who got murdered by Shotai. And then I was really wondering, did something happen where Jim Jams is too young to be born yet, or he's not old enough to serve a force yet? I think that's what's happening with him. Mattias the City. Anyway, moving on. Now we got the Maz. Ma Yunlu's a fun character too. Well, wait a second. Now, after all this, are we not going to be able to find Mattias the City? I thought we've seen him appear in the LP. Maybe he got killed. The thing is that things happen in battle where you're not personally involved, and they just give you a little message that pops up on screen, and if you notice it, great, and if you don't, it just moves right on. So no, he's up here. He's an island unto himself with Zhu Shuo somewhere nearby. That guy's wondering if Cao Cao's army has a future. Mattias the City is apparently totally frickin' loyal. His loyalty is 100. He known for ingenious tactics, his remarkable achievements while in power. Well, he won't be in power for much longer if he decides he really wants to stick with Cao Cao. He's the officer of strategy, rank 3 in Cao Cao's force. He's got an odd build, but he's a domestic minister, and now that they're down to having one city with one district, there's not that many people with minister ranking in Cao Cao's force, so that's impressive. Mattias the City, and the city is Hongnong, the only city left for his force. Alright, Maxwell damage. Maximum damage. Maximum. Big Max. Maxwell damage. Where are you gone off to? There you are. He is a governor for Lu Bu's force. And his portrait was right here. Yeah, well, anyway. He's just, again, I don't understand sometimes how the portraits work for these characters. Grand Healing, which I think is a neat concept. He's a second lieutenant, rank 2. He's in Lu Bu's force, Governor Shou-chun. I think I was talking about how the build seemed odd, intelligence plus leadership, and is this or one of the officers who split things in an odd way was saying that things are working out because of their rank, and I guess they're right. Mostly bravery stuff, but also a little aptitude. Well, actually, how old is he? He's got an old guy portrait. 59, okay. So you timed it right with the portrait choice and birth year for that guy. Next up, after Maxwell damage, is Mi Jun, another guy who I may recognize the portrait when I see it, but the name suggests I would just keep flipping right past them, not noticing that they were a created officer at all. But I do recognize this portrait. This is the guy who really wanted to be defending Liu Bei, and then like in video 2 he switches over to I go personally hire him away from Liu Bei's force. I remember that. That was funny. He increases morale. He's in my district, I think, because I actually hired him. He's a war minister in Kiao. And He's doing commerce missions. He's rank 3, so he's done alright for himself in our force. He's 74 years old. I don't know how much longer we'll have his service. His duty record is very low, so I guess he never quite forgave himself for defecting against Liu Bei. I don't know. So gifted in battle and tactics, their enemies coward in fear. He reveres duty, but he switched away from his lord, so maybe he took a bigger penalty than others. I don't know. Some of the mechanics of the game I don't get. Like if he really revered duty, would that affect your ability to hire him away from a force? He's got a loyalty of 100 to us, though, so I'm just going to assume that he'll never leave us the way he left that guy and move on. Meanwhile, take a look at this pathetic little corner over here. You've got Liu Biao, who refuses to join anybody. It's about time I thought about joining a clan. He refuses to join us. Nobody else wants him. You've got Liu Qi, who joined Sun Xuan and should have... Like in the novel, he's the guy who should take over from Liu Biao. And he supports Liu Bei, and he's portrayed as a good guy. And then his brother is shown as being allied with Cao Cao and ultimately gets murdered by Cao Cao's forces. But that's Liu Kong down there. Look at him. Look at him down there. He's so adorable. Second son of Liu Biao, successor of Cao Miao, surrendered to Cao Cao, was appointed protector of king, but assassinated by one of Cao Cao's officers on the way to his post. Apparently, there's no historical basis for that. That's just something that the novel makes up to make Cao Cao an asshole. But he's rank 9. It'd be a lot of fun to build him up as a really high-ranking officer, even though he's got pretty shitty stats overall. Oh, wait a second. What was his... What the... Arch enemy Lu Duowuya? When did that happen? That's fucking awesome! Lu Duowuya, who's like a created officer who's been a really useful officer of ours, and was definitely involved in fighting against Liu Biao. I guess she defected away from Liu Biao, because I thought she worked for him originally. Arch enemy Luo Duo. Well, who did she must have executed a member of this clan, and I didn't even know it. See, like interesting shit happens and the game doesn't even tell you. Well, no, because Liu Qi doesn't have an arch enemy. So what did she do? They must have declared her arch enemy when she joined our force. And here's this guy who's one of the 2 big officers under Dong Zhuo. There's a couple of guys who, like, quote, hate Lu Bu. What was he saying here? Maybe a better clan to join. Oh, he was the one who killed Zhang Fei. Interesting. Yeah, there's some stuff going on. I didn't realize, like, arch-enemy relationships I had no idea about. Now I've got this weird desire to look up everybody and see if anyone else has arch-enemies. But, one person I will look up is, again, I can never pronounce this name, Luo Duowuya. See if she has an arch-enemy. Damn it. Gonna make her hard to find here, huh? Damn it, she was in here. Maybe I can find her here when the portraits are separated. She should be part of this outer ring of Lu Bu people, right? I would think. Just want to see if she has an arch nemesis, since a once powerful clan has declared her arch nemesis. She's not in this inner ring. Oh, she's all the way out here. Nope. He's like, whatever, I don't give a shit what they think. Awesome. Alright, Mijun, I think we had just looked at, didn't we? He's, yeah, so we looked at you, which means that next up is gonna be